Come on, guys, you have to speak. If you are not speaking, that means that you don't know anything. Can you all unmute and talk, please? What is microservices? Feel free to talk. Whatever you know, you can talk. Venu?
No, sir, I don't have knowledge of microservices.
Okay. What about Balaji, Salman? Balaji, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Unlike monolithic services, microservice, it will have a single gateway. It will segregate the request based on the URL we sent from the browser, so that it will hit the corresponding service and it will give the response back, sir.
I think it is partially yes, not fully. I'll explain. Okay,
Sure.
microservice is nothing but microservices are used to split the functionality in an independent unit. Understand my point? Independent unit. Suppose, let's take a project called Swiggy or e-store project. Now tell me what all the functionality I can have in this project. Let's talk about the functionalities. Don't talk about technology. Let's talk about the functionality. What functionality we can have here? Can I have a user management as one of the module?
Yes.
Guys, you have to speak. Can I have a user management module?
Product.
Can I have a product catalog module? Understand?
Yes.
Third one is order management module. Order management module. Fourth one is dispatcher module. Product dispatch module. These are all the types of modules you have. Okay. If I club all the 4 modules in a single project, it will be called it as a monolithic. If I club, yeah, no worries, Mukesh. Whatever you can speak, not a problem at all. Feel free to talk. Make yourself comfortable, first of all. Okay.
Sure.
See, product module, user management module, product catalog module, order management module, and product dispatch module. All the 4 modules are different for a particular project. So here, can I say project or product may contain n number of modules depends on the functionality. You all agree with this point? Depends on the functionality. You all agree? Please say yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Any product or any project will have n number of modules. I got my point. Let's take an example of e-store or Swiggy or e-store is same. Okay. So technically we are talking e-store here. Okay. When you look into e-store module, you will have user management module, you have product catalog module, you have order module, and you have product dispatch module. All these modules have a different database. As part of microservices, every module, each and every module will be categorized into independent application. Understand my point? Is known as microservices. What is required when you make an application? What are the technology? What are all the things you need? Hardware things. You need an application layer. Say yes or no. Do you need an application layer?
Yes.
Yes.
To build any microservices, you need an application layer. where your code will be executed? Say yes or no. Balaji, Srinivas.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, yeah. We need it.
Okay. When I have an application layer, can I have a DB layer, database layer?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes. We need a DB layer.
To build any microservice, you need this. To build microservice, what do you need? You need application layer as well as database layer. You understand my point?
Yes, sir.
Without application layer, without database layer, will you able to build a microservice?
No.
No.
Think and say. Sadia?
Yeah, I think we can.
Raghavendra?
sir.
Sadia?
We cannot.
Without a database or without an application layer, can I build a microservice? First question.
No, we cannot.
Forget about the technology or programming language you are using. First, think as a project. When you think as a project, application layer is mandatory. What application layer may do? What is the purpose of application layer? Anyone can explain?
Application layer will be a user interface that user will interact.
Application layer is a microservice. Will the microservice will become a user UI?
No,
No, right? It will be a service, right?
It will contain business logic.
This layer is used to provide the service data. This layer is used to provide the service data to the user interface. You understand all my point? It will act as a small and individual independent unit. Individual independent unit. Independent unit. Will it work independently or it will work depends on the other project? It work independently. Or you got my point? And it also contain its own database. See, I'll go here. I have a paint. Let's take an example. Okay. I create an application here. Okay. This is my user management. See the carefully. This is my user management microservice. Okay. This is my user management microservice. In this user management, I have a application layer. I have a database layer. How many layers I have?
2 layers.
What are all those?
Application DB.
Application layer. And what I have here?
DB layer.
Database layer. Now, I have 2 or 3 different projects in my organization. Can I use this microservice for all the projects or can I use only for a particular project or product? If I make this user management is independent, can I access this project independently or not? Say yes or no.
Yes.
Let's take an example. I have one portal, something like e-store. Okay. I have my another portal, something like jobs, job portal, something like that. Job portal. Will the functionality of both projects is different or same? Will the functionality of job portal and e-store is different or same? Say yes or no.
both are different.
Different. Both are
Come
different.
again?
Different.
But still, can I call my user management microservice for the both project? Is it possible?
Yes, possible.
Why?
Because in both the projects, user management is common.
Both the project containing user details is common. Right?
Yes.
Like that, you need to create independent services. Now, you take a product microservice. You develop a product microservice. Will the product microservice is common to both project or say one project?
One project.
Which project?
E-store.
E-store.
Only one project.
Product service. Here I say application layer. Okay. Here I say database layer. You all understand? Now this layer will connect to that, and this will only connected with this application. Or you got my point? If I am not make this as microservice, will the user management I need to rewrite twice or thrice? Twice or two times or one time?
One time.
Two times.
No. Listen carefully. If I'm not able to build user management as a microservice, how many times I need to create the same module in these two projects?
Two times.
Why?
Two times.
Why we need to go for a two time?
So individually we are going.
You need to build individually.
Yeah.
Every project you require a individual.
Individual user management.
Individually, you have to build the module. Instead, to minimize my time, can I use the user management for job portal and e-store with the help of microservice? Is it a good design or bad design?
Good design.
Good design.
Okay. Now you all understand why people are moving from microservices with the monolithic to microservice.
A centralized feature, actually.
Come again.
Centralized feature. It's a
Centralized
feature.
Functionality and features.
Yes.
The end goal is building microservices is centralizing your functionality or feature so that any different type of applications or platform works. Understand my point? It's not only for this e-store or anything, even for the banking also, you can take up this. Anyone can take a screenshot and put it in the group, please. This architecture. We'll do one thing. We will create here microservice architecture. Can anyone take a screenshot, please?
Okay. In WhatsApp or?
Yeah, WhatsApp group. Got it? Done? Can I go new one?
Yeah.
Now let's come to e-store project. In e-store project, I have a layer like this. In that, I have one server. I have another server. I have third server. I have one more server. Let me go with three server. Okay, right now, I don't have a dispatcher right now. Okay, now I have one more server here. Think is this. This server, I'm deploying my user microservice. What service I'm deploying here? What service I'm deploying? I am deploying a user microservice in which I have a application layer and DB layer. I have AL layer and I have DB layer. One more layer is DB layer. DB layer. Okay, now here I have a product service. Product microservices. This is my product microservices. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to have a AL layer and DL layer. I can have a AL layer, I can have a DL layer. Okay, and I'm going to have one more microservices, order and dispatch, because I don't want to waste the time. So just make order and dispatch microservice. Dispatch microservices. So how many projects, how many microservices I built for this project?
3.
3.
4.
No, not 4, only 3. Microservices are 3. I'll tell you why this box is, don't worry. I have AL here. I have AL here. I have DB layer. I have here DB layer. Okay, now to assume here I have a client browsers. These are all browsers. Okay, this is in web server. This entire stuff will be reside in web server. Now, when I make a request from client 1, can I make a request to user microservice or product microservice? Is it a right way? It's a good design? No, it is not a good design. What we need to do is, we need to create a API gateway. We need to create a API gateway. All these services, API gateway, this API gateway will receive the request from the different services. You got my point? The moment client make a request, for example, user has selected the order. Listen carefully. User has selected the order. Once the user has selected the order, it will make a request to API gateway first. Who is going to make a request? API gateway. User. User make a request. First, when you make the request, what are the things he will do? What are all the condition he will do here? Check user valid. To check user valid, which service you need to call first? API gateway.
User microservice.
User microservice. Now, if the user is valid, check product availability. Product availability. Availability. Third one is make order. In a single call, I'm doing all the 3 microservices call in the API gateway.
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
So, can I do this client will make a call of user service, product service, order service is a right approach, or having a gateway is a right approach?
Having a gateway.
Having a
Gateway is the right approach.
gateway is a right approach. Once I get the response, that response will give back to the client. So now you all understand what is the purpose of microservice architecture?
Yes.
Say yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Everybody.
Yes.
Yes.
Everybody has to say.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
You all got the point. What is the purpose of microservice architecture? This architecture will be used across all the projects, even .NET, Java, Python, whatever the code you write. The flow is this. You understand my point? Now coming back to the point. As part of our stuff, What are we going to do it? Number one, to build microservice architecture application, ASP.NET Core Web API we are going to build. Second thing is, we are going to learn on database SQL queries. Third one is logging components. Logging components. Fourth one is to package the microservice. We need Docker. Understand my point? To package microservice, what we need?
Docker.
Docker. And then to maintain source code, we need to understand GitHub. We need to understand what? GitHub. Okay? This is for the basic. Now coming back, for the UI, you may have 2 or 3 UIs. You may build 2 different type of project application. One is admin and user application. Application standpoint, you have admin application. I'll tell you what is the purpose of admin application. He can manage users. He can manage users. Will he approve the user? Then only user can be valid. He can manage product. He can manage, he can confirm the order. All these can be done by admin. For that, we are going to build ASP.NET Core application, MVC application. We are going to learn MVC application. And to client app or user app, users need to access. We are going to build Angular application. After doing all these things, we are going to deploy in Microsoft Azure Cloud. Microsoft Azure Cloud for these applications. This is the end goal. So what project we are building? The project we are building is eStore project using ASP.NET Core microservice in the Docker container. Anybody have any questions?
No.
Everybody has to speak.
No, sir.
I'm getting bored, man. You guys are not speaking. Ravi,
No, sir.
No
No,
doubt.
no.
you had a lot of questions on Friday. Now you don't have any questions?
No, sir.
Come again?
No, sir. It's good.
Salman,
No, sir.
Mukesh,
No, sir. Good. Everything.
Raghavendra,
No, sir. I'm good.
come again?
I don't have any questions.
What about Sadia?
No, sir. No questions.
It is Sadia or Sadia? Sorry,
Sadia. Sadia.
Sadia. So Venugopal,
No question.
okay, done. Now coming back, how the communication happened between, anybody can tell me how the communication happened between one application to other application when you are exposing as an API? How the communication will happen? Can anyone tell me?
Sir, through JSON.
Come again?
Through JSON.
Through JSON. Who's that?
Ravi here, sir.
Very good, Ravi. See, I have a Angular application here. Listen carefully. I have Angular application. Right? I have a Angular application. And I have a .NET Core Web API. ASP.NET Core Web API. Okay. Will the .NET C# code can understandable by Angular? Say yes or no?
No.
Whatever the code you are writing in ASP.NET, what is the programming language we are using? We are using C#.
C#.
C# .NET Core. .NET Code. In Angular, what is the programming language we are using? TypeScript. Will the TypeScript can understand C# code or C# can understand TypeScript code? Think about it. Say yes or no?
No.
No. Then how these two applications are interacting each other?
API calls.
API, okay. How the data is interacting?
I think they converted to JSON from
JSON.
XML format.
See, two things you need to understand before we start anything. You tell me, why do we need to develop projects? What is the purpose behind of the project?
To take input output from users, to interact with users.
Come again?
To interact with user, taking the inputs and providing the outputs to the business, from the business. I mean.
Okay. Can I say like this? To maintain data, to create data, to delete data. For that, we are going for building applications. My main reason of developing application is to hold the data. Is it correct or wrong? Think in a layman point. Don't think as a technical person, think as a business standpoint. Why do I need to build applications? Why do I need a Facebook? Let's give an example. Let's take an Facebook. Let's take an Insta. You guys are surfacing Insta, Facebook, and all those things, right? What is there in that?
Data.
What data?
Users data.
User data. You can link users from Facebook. That is one point. Second point, you can try to access info from the Facebook. Am I right or wrong? And you can get marketing information from the Facebook. All these are happening only because of data or anything else?
Because of data.
Data only.
Come again?
Data only.
Data only. So without data, will I build Facebook application or Instagram application? Is it reasonable?
No.
So here, when you build a microservice for the purpose of exchanging data from one application to another application, agreed or not?
Agreed.
You all agree with this?
Yes.
So when you exchange data, how are you going to exchange data? To exchange data, the data should be in a format of JSON. Understand my point?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
The data should be in a format of what type?
JSON.
JSON type. Now this JSON, this when you make a request from Angular application, this will be called it as a request. That request will give back to the ASP.NET Core API. Or you got my point? When you're passing the request, when you're passing a request, the request have two info. What are all those?
Header and body.
Header and
Body.
body. What is the type of request? What is the type of request?
Post.
JSON type. The request will be in a format of JSON type. The moment I receive a JSON type request, that will give it to the ASP.NET Core. Once I receive that, I'll process the request here. I will process the request. Generate the, what I'm going to generate? What I'm going to generate here?
Response.
Nobody is talking.
Response.
Generate the
Response.
response. Right? Once I generate the response, again what I need to do?
Send back.
Again what I need to do? Again I need to go back, send the response back to the client. The same format. What is the format we are going to generate the response? JSON format. Understand my point?
Yes, sir.
Everybody understand?
Yes,
Response. Okay. Now you go here. You are going to generate the response as an header. Understand my point? Everybody?
yes.
Yes.
Sir.
Header and then body. And this is the one I'm going to send as a response. That response will get by the Angular client displayed to the user. Now you all understand how the communication are happening from Angular to .NET application? How the data is communicating?
Through
The
JSON.
data communication happened between .NET Core and Angular application with the help of JSON. That is the first question. The second point is, whenever Angular application make a request of type which contain header and body. Sir, can you prove me, sir? How do I know that it is getting data in JSON? Let me show you. I open a Chrome. Listen carefully. Swiggy. I'm not developed anything. I'm just showing the current live applications. Okay. When you generate Swiggy, you are getting all these info. Say yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
This information are not coming from the Swiggy portal. When you right click, inspect, just go to network, refresh. You see there is a doc called restaurants.
Yes, sir.
Say yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
You get an HTML. In the header, you see request header and response header and general header. You got a request header or not?
Yes.
Yes.
What is showing in the request header? It is a swiggy.com. The path is restaurant. The type of data is XML or JSON. And then because of HTML, they are saying text/HTML and they're rendering everything. Or you got my point? Now, if you look into the response, you get the HTML or not. This HTML is rendered in the UI. Is the HTML is available in my client browser or in the server?
Client.
Where it is available, this HTML?
Client
Client.
browser.
Come again?
Client browser.
No. Think. Think. Simon, think. Mukesh, think. Venugopal Reddy. All these things are generated in the server, sending the response to the client browser. This HTML will be generated in the server, not in your client. Client only detect the response, bind into your browser. Understand my point?
Yes.
Yes.
Nothing will be processed in your client. Everything will be processed in your server. Understand? Say yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, sir, what we are going to develop, sir? How are we going to do that, sir? Let's show you. This is the one we want to build in future. The entire curriculum, we are going to use this. Now you see, I'm running the project. This is the .NET, but we are going to build this functionality into microservice architecture. I think some issue with the database. We'll take this project. You all able to see this project?
Yes, sir.
This is the one we are going to build. When you go back to come here to add to code, again add to code, again add to code. You see everything is added in the code.
Yes.
Yes.
Now go here. You see all the codes which are added here. When you register and log in with the user ID and password, we can make a payment. We can make a payment. This we are going to build in Angular UI. I think some issue. I need to register the user. Anyway, leave it. Let me log in. I think admin at Just a second. Register Narendra Mupparaju. It's I create a password. And then I'm making a registration. Now, see the client is registered or not.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And then click on this. You see the client is having a data. I say, this is my delivery time. When you click checkout, it will come here, click on confirm. See, order is created. Now go back and try to log out. When you click on a detail, I can see the list of order. Will you all able to see the order?
Yes.
And then let me log in as an admin. Something is wrong. I can't able to detect this. Okay, when I log in as an admin, that admin can able to see that. This is the one we have to build the application. Will you all okay with this?
Yes.
Will you all ready to do this?
Yes, sir.
Say yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Ravi, Radia,
Sir.
Srinivas.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Everybody say yes or no. Very fast. Mukesh
Yes.
Singh.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Mukesh M, Mukesh Singh. Both are same or different?
Sir, it's me only.
Huh?
It's me only. Only Mukesham, it's me only.
Come again?
It's same, sir. Mukesham.
Okay. Okay. Anybody have any questions, doubts, clarifications? Feel free to ask. I can answer. Let me stop the recording.